Hi there, this is Heather, and I have a son, James, who has autism and also severe speech and language impairments. What I'm going to talk to you about today is how you can talk to your child and learn through the lessons that I learned on my way through getting to know my child. I started working with him 15 years ago. And it was by accident that I came across a way to talk to him and a way to engage with him. And the result of that was 10 years later, I wrote this book, Talk to Me, Conversation Strategies for Parents of Children on the Autism Spectrum or with Speech and Language Impairments. It's quite a mouthful, but its essence is talk to me. I wanted him to talk to me. He didn't know that that was necessary at all. Our children, when they're growing up, they don't realise that when you say something to them, if it's not an instruction, which they do or they don't do, and it's not a question, which they answer or they don't answer, if it's neither of those things, they don't know how to have the communication. So when you say to someone on the autism spectrum, I went swimming yesterday, they don't say, oh, wasn't that a bit cold? Or, oh, where did you go? Or, oh, who went with you? There isn't any follow-up because they don't know that it needs something generating. They are simply there, left there stranded, and they do nothing. They say nothing. And what we have to do is teach them that conversation is worthwhile. And conversation is about more than just learning grammar and vocab. Because the first three speech pathologists I took him to, that was what they were doing with him. They were just teaching him grammar and vocab. I wanted him to talk to his grandmother on the phone. She lives in England. And for him to say what he'd been doing with his day. I didn't want him to learn the names of 9 different Olympic sports. So I'll tell you how it started for me with James. We were sitting in the car, as we always did, in silence. Nothing was being said. I'd come home early from work because I was sick. And I just thought, I'm not putting up with this any longer. He's not going to get away with saying nothing to me for the whole trip home. So I suddenly said, I was sick today. And there was silence because he didn't know how to take that. He didn't know what it meant, my being so aggressive in normal conversation. There was a discrepancy between the tone of voice and what I was actually saying. And I said it again. I was sick today. And finally he said, did you eat something? And I said, no, I didn't, but that's a really great conversation. You did the right thing. I didn't eat something. My tummy wasn't sick. I had a headache. I had an ache in my head. It hurt my head, so I had to come home. And then I said, now it's your turn again. You say something. And there was this sense of you say, I say, my turn, your turn, my turn, your turn. And that's generally what we do in small talk or communication that's ordinary but necessary to get on as human beings. And it was so wonderful that day when he started to talk and he started to think of things to say, and it just went on from there. So my advice for you is the first thing you do is to get your child to speak. So you say, it's your turn now. You don't have to be rude like I was, but it's your turn now, darling. I speak, you speak. What can you say? What would you like to ask me? Have you got a question? All these gently put to elicit some kind of response from your child. So the very first lesson is establish that there is turn taking in communication, and he or she is expected to take turns and to take part in their turn taking. So that's the first lesson of my book. And I'll be posting more videos up on YouTube. Do subscribe and like my Facebook page. You can also go to the my website, which is down here below, and my email. I'll be happy to answer any queries or listen to your problems. Anyway, until next time, thanks a lot for listening. Bye.